Welcome to the Opus training videos. This video covers add, drop, swap, and edit. The add, drop, swap, edit link allows the user to use the quick enroll function to perform multiple enrollment actions in Opus. Please note, access to perform enrollment actions for a term end for most staff after the last day of drop add for the term. School administrators may have extended access to perform enrollment actions on behalf of their school until the last day of term. After a term ends, only staff within the Office of the Registrar can perform enrollment actions. Requests for enrollment actions must be submitted using a grade change form or by memo from a senior school official. Enrollment actions are governed by compliance guidelines and may be subject to the Registrar's review and final approval. To start, click on Manage Student Enrollment. Then click on Student Schedule/Enrollment on the left. Then click on Quick Enroll a Student. Then fill out every field on the search screen and click the Add button. The Quick Enrollment screen will then appear. You will see 5 tabs across the screen: Class Enrollment, Units and Grades, Other Class Info, General Overrides, and Class Overrides. If you hit the Show All Columns button, it will combine the information on all the tabs into one screen. If you click the Show Tabs button again, it will then show the tabs across the top. To enroll a student, under Action, choose Enroll and enter the class number. If you don't know the class number, you can click the magnifying glass and do a class search. Classes that require a related component, such as non-credit lab or discussion, are entered under the Related One option. Swap allows a student to try out a new class without being dropped or losing their space in a current class. To swap a class, under the Action, choose Swap and enter the class number from the schedule that is to be swapped. Next, enter the Change To class number or do a lookup using the magnifying glass. If you need to swap a lab only, then enter the class number into the class number field and the Change To field. Then enter the lab that the student would like to swap into in the Related One field. The following information is applicable to both enrolling or swapping. Fixed credit hours cannot be modified, but variable credit hours may be edited during enrollment from the minimum to the maximum allowable hours. Please note, Opus will always default to the minimum credit hours. Please verify the correct number of hours have been entered for a variable credit class. In most cases, a student has the option of changing a GRD to an SUS. This screen shows you the Add Enrollment action on the General Overrides tab. If the term has begun, always use the first day of the term as your action date for enrolling, swapping, or dropping. If your role allows these override capabilities, do not override unit load, requirement designation, career, service indicator, or requisites, unless you are authorized to do so. You may override appointment when appropriate, and if you are authorized to do so. This screen shows you the Add Enrollment action on the Class Override screen. If your role allows these override capabilities, do not override closed class, class units, grading basis, class permission, or waitlist POS, unless you are authorized to do so. You may override class links when appropriate, and if you are authorized to do so. Click the Submit button to complete the process for enrolling or swapping. Success or messages indicate the class has been successfully added or swapped. Error indicates the process was unsuccessful. You can click the error link to view why. If you are unable to resolve the issue, please feel free to contact the Registrar's office. Here are some sample error messages that you may see when submitting. Here are some additional error messages that you may see when submitting. To drop a student, under Action, choose Drop and enter the class number of the class to be dropped. If you don't know the class number, you can click the magnifying glass and do a class search. Then click Submit to complete the process. If the term has not yet begun, simply drop the class. The class will be removed from the schedule. If the class is dropped between the first day of class of the term and the end of the drop add period, the class will be removed from the schedule. However, the class enrollment record will be retained for historical purposes in the enrollment table for up to 2 years. Because of this retention, students who are dropped from all classes after the first day of class can no longer be admission revoked. For those who have extended access to drop classes, after drop add has ended, Any drops will automatically record a W grade on the student's record. Users who believe there is a valid reason why a class should be removed from a student's schedule after drop add has ended should contact the Office of the Registrar, registrar@emory.edu, for guidance. There are times when you need to make an adjustment to a student's enrollment, such as change the grading status or credit hours for a class. You would perform this using the normal maintenance action. You can make your changes and click Submit to apply the changes.